Buenos dias, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Oh my gosh, it's bright out here. Ugh. Man, it's gonna be a hot day again. It's all good though. We'll just get more sun when I have a chance. You know, me, myself, and I. I'm feeling pretty good. I thought I was starting to get sick a little bit, but I'm starting to feel better. I think it's just allergies, man. I like to sleep with my window open, and I literally sleep like right under my window. So I like the cool air to fall on me while I'm sleeping, while I'm laying there, because it just helps me sleep better. And I do have slight claustrophobia, so I need the air, you know, so I can feel like I can breathe and stay cool, feel comfortable. But I swear, with that, I swear that there's something in the air that it's in the air. I don't know where it comes from. I think they're spraying us from the sky with viruses or something, because I don't know, man. I felt like I was getting sick, but I'm good now, but it's just weird, man. And like I noticed, like a lot of crap on my lime tree this year. Like it's this sticky shit that's on my lime tree. All the bushes around where I live, it's got this black soot, man. It's like it's kind of really sticky. It's hard to get off the plant. And when I pick limes, I have to wash them. I have to wash this like black soot. I don't know if it's from the trains or what they're spraying from the sky, or both. I don't know, but I don't remember it ever being this bad. So there's a lot of crap in the air these days, a lot more than normal. And I keep getting these like borderline, like I feel like I'm coming down with something like a cold, but then it just goes away. Like once a week or every other week, I feel like that. It's like a slight headache and like stuffiness, and like I keep getting these sinus drains that make my throat tickle like I want to start coughing. And I'll be like that for a day or two, and then it'll clear up and I'll be fine for the rest of the week. It's really bizarre. So I don't know what the heck's going on. It's probably just this area I live in, man. It's just not the cleanest area, man. I live in the city, you know, and I'm surrounded by industrial and residential places and streets, like literally it's all city. So the city is gritty, man, I'm telling you. So there's this whole Charlie Kirk. Go, dude, go. You're not supposed to travel in the center freaking lane. So anyways, this whole Charlie Kirk thing it's just turning into a big conspiracy theory fiasco already. It's unreal, man. Like there's a couple of things that it just seems so like almost scripted, man. I swear, I'm just saying this is how it appears. I'm not saying that's what I think it is. It just appears like the whole thing is just like so planned and scripted. It's like it's just kind of mind-blowing, actually, because I'm sitting there watching Charlie Kirk's wife on this big old stage, man, like, and there's just thousands and thousands of people there. The place is giant and it's just packed, and she's up there and she's like emotional and acting like she's crying, but I don't see any tears. I don't see one tear coming down her face, but she's got this expression like she's crying, and like she forgives the killer, and then like it just, the whole thing seems like so scripted to me, man. And just not the crowd participation, but I'm just saying the whole thing just is, it's weird now. And now they're coming out with like conspiracies that they got the wrong kill. It's not the shooter. That's not the guy. It actually, the bullet came from behind, went through the back of his head and out his neck. And the shot came from actually like behind him to the side, not from the front to the side. So there's that whole conspiracy going on now. I see a conspiracy out there that Charlie's actually not dead. It's all a big act to distract from the Epstein deal. I'm seeing that. And it's just really bizarre, man. Like, and then I'm thinking, so I'm not like taking sides on anything or nothing. I'm not even playing into any conspiracies. I'm just saying what I'm thinking, okay? And like, so, you know, the guy, I'm assuming it's a guy that supposedly killed Charlie Kirk, shot Charlie Kirk to silence him. But the deal is Charlie Kirk had already said everything he pretty much wanted to say. It's out in the universe. It's recorded. People heard it, absorbed it. So what does this guy think by shooting and killing Charlie Kirk? How is that going to silence him, really? Actually, what it did was amplify his words by millions. So just by doing that alone, he actually amplified his message and his words more than as if he was just still alive talking to people. You know? It's like, is the guy, are these people really that dumb? Or is this really just all a show to promote something or to do something? I don't know. But I saw the footage, and it really sure looks like a real death to me. I mean, if it was like faked, Charlie Kirk's in the wrong freaking business. He needs to be into acting, because that looked freaking real, okay? I'm pretty sure it's real. I don't think it's fake, but just saying, if it was, Charlie Kirk would be one of the best actors I've ever seen. Just saying. And their special effects was probably some of the best special effects I've ever seen. That's theory, okay? Conspiracy theory. From what I'm seeing out there, you know, on top of the people showing their true colors, celebrating this, okay? I think it's all real. It just seems so. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at Charlie Kirk's wife, right? I think it's all real. I think it's all legit. I think Charlie's really dead. I'm just looking at, when I say it's all for show, it's like nobody lets a tragedy go to waste. And kind of what I'm trying to say. Nobody's going to let a tragedy go to waste, okay? They're going to hijack it. They're going to use it for promotion, their own self-interest, bullshit like that, okay? So I'm sitting here watching this whole Charlie Kirk memorial. It's massive, man. It's massive. And I'm sitting there watching his wife, and I'm thinking this, okay? I don't see any tears, okay? So I'm thinking, man, she just lost her husband, man, right? The father of her children, okay? She's still in shock, man. Like, she's still in shock. Does anybody in their right mind think she wants to get up there in front of the world and say anything? She's probably still in shock. Hello? She probably wants to be left alone, not a part of this big ass freaking, one of the biggest shows ever to exist. She probably doesn't want anything to do with that. So she's out there probably faking that she's crying because she's probably so traumatized and in shock. She's probably just barely hanging on, right? Like, I don't know. When I was watching her, I felt really bad for her, man. I was like, man, this is probably the complete opposite. I'm sure she appreciates getting Charlie's words out there and getting his message out there and memorializing him forever. He's part of our history books now, dude. Charlie Kirk is Martin Luther King JFK history, okay? This is legit, for real, part of the history books here, okay? So anyways, you know, getting up there for all them people with this big ass production, this big show, is probably the last thing she wanted to do, really. You know, she probably needs some alone time to think about what really has happened here, absorb her emotions and her take care of her kids and be there for them, not this whole production thing, man. And it's just, I'm just sitting there looking at her going, man, you know, the nicest part of the whole thing, which really seems sincere to me, is when President Trump hugged her and tried to comfort her, because I think he knows. But, you know, people, the way they are, they have to have this big thing, you know. It's like it had to be put on, you know, to show respect for Charlie Kirk. But I don't think that's really what his wife, I'm sure she wanted him to be memorialized like that, but I don't think she really wanted to have to deal with that whole thing. You know what I'm saying? It's probably the last thing she wanted to have to deal with, is this big production. Like, it probably is so, I mean, she's Wonder Woman, dude. Charlie Kirk's wife is freaking Wonder Woman, dude. Because what she's having to endure, I would have fucking stroked out and had a heart attack. I'd be already memorialized if I was her. I wouldn't be able to handle that kind of pressure, that kind of stress. It's unreal what that woman's having to deal with, you know. And, you know, and think about the pressure on Trump. Think about the pressure on Trump, okay? Charlie Kirk is dead because, probably pretty much because of Trump, okay? For his support of Trump, he is now dead. He's unalive. And, you know, Charlie's wife now has no husband. Charlie's kids have no father. And Trump's sitting there probably realizing this, that all this is probably because of him. Think about the pressure on him too. All this is because of Trump. If you think about it, because if it wasn't for Trump, Charlie Kirk would probably still be alive today, because, you know, Charlie Kirk's whole thing was in support of Trump. So, I mean, the pressure on Charlie's wife and the pressure on Trump, it's got to be unreal. This on top of Trump's, just everything he has to deal with. It's unreal. Like, I can't imagine how bad Trump feels. I'm sure he realizes this, okay? But you got these people on the left that they just don't care. They don't care. They don't care. There's these people that just don't care. They have no empathy for nothing. They sit there and want to preach about how Trump's and his supporters are so evil towards illegal immigrants. But yet their own citizens, they just don't give a shit. Just because they're supporting something that they don't support. It's unreal, dude. The hypocrisy is astounding. It's astounding. Look, even if you don't agree with Trump or Charlie Kirk, But I'm just saying, Trump, he's our president. You should support him, okay? If you hate this country, get the hell out of here. If you love this country but you don't agree with it, just shut up. Just shut up. We had to shut up when freaking zombie dude was in there and Kamala's out there running her freaking trap and Obama out there with his agenda. Okay? But, you know, I'm just looking at this whole thing just going, unreal. I mean, I know it had to be done for Charlie Kirk because of what he stood for and his power he had, and how much more power he has now that he's gone. He has more power now not alive than he did when he was alive, I believe. Okay? Whoever shot him, it backfired, literally. Okay? Backfired. It just made Charlie stronger. Okay? And just made Trump stronger. Made everybody on the right stronger. That's the only way I can say it. And the left weaker. It shows how weak they are. It shows how weak and evil they are. The people that support the killing of Charlie Kirk and the guy that pulled the trigger, how weak and cowardly these people are, because they can't even debate. They won't even debate. They'll rather just kill somebody than to try to debate him. That's how weak and cowardly that person is, and how weak and cowardly people are, and hypocritical they are to, you know, not have some empathy for someone that was killed, and not have empathy for their fellow Americans that feel heartbroken about the loss of life, okay? And the heartbreak that our president has to endure, and Charlie Kirk's wife. They're sitting there talking shit on Charlie Kirk's wife. F you, man. You people are pieces of shit. You really are. That, you know, just are the way you are, you know? It's unreal. Who are these people? What do you stand for? If I was an illegal, I wouldn't want you rooting for me, because you're just a piece of shit. I would not want people like that to support me, even if I was coming into this country illegally. Okay? That's how bad and disgusting and lame these people are. Just saying. Just saying. Well, let's see. My dudes are here. Let's see what time it is. Yeah, I got time. Hey! Hey! Anyways, I just wanted to talk about that because the main point I wanted to make was, you know, it seems such a show, but I get it. I get why it had to be done, but just, you know, I'm sitting there looking at his poor wife going, man, she has to do this, but she's in such shock she can't even cry, because it's just like overwhelming, you know, the guts that she has to have to get out there and do that, and just everything else on top of, you know, what she's going through. It's unreal. And Trump too, man. You know, this is the last thing Trump wanted to have to deal with, is something like this, you know. I don't know if I'm making any sense here. I'm trying, but dudes are hungry today, huh? What's up? You guys are looking fat. So anyways, I needed to get that out because I'm seeing all this conspiracy stuff going on in the internet now, and I'm just sitting here shaking my head. So, you know, this is almost predictable. It's almost predictable, man. These conspiracy theorists coming out, and they're saying Charlie's not dead. They got the wrong shooter. And this, you know, nothing surprises me anymore, really. It doesn't. See if I can get one of these guys here. Oh, catch it. Fun when it bounces off their butts. Makes them jump. Wink. So anyways, I'm going to get going, get my day going here. Try to have a good day, but I think they got the right shooter. I think the whole memorial was amazing, but it seemed very put on, and like it's been scripted for a while. It's weird, but I don't think it was. It just seems that way. And one moment I think that it seems fake, some of it, but on the other time, on the flip side, it's I don't believe it is. I think it's real, and it's just there's a lot of shock. It seems kind of rushed. It just seems kind of rushed to me, and it's just unreal. You know, it's just hard to really wrap my brain around the whole thing. Really, it's a lot, man. And I can't imagine what Trump and Kirk's wife must be going through, really. I mean, especially now it's equal. I mean, like Trump, he's got to take that. He's got to take that, because he knows Kirk and his whole family is on his shoulders, man. You know what I'm saying? It's talk about, and Trump keeping it together the way he does. He's freaking like made of steel, dude. I'm telling you, man. The dude's so mentally, like emotionally stable. Like, he is like a rock, dude. So anyways, I hear you, old puffy guy over there. So anyways, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna get this day started, do my thing, and we'll catch y'all later.